Cajon drummers, welcome to another video. I hope you're all doing really well. For this one, I want to talk about creating cajon grooves to match acoustic guitar parts. So in this, there is a bit of an exercise for you and a bit of a challenge for me. To do this, I decided I'm going to download 10 different acoustic guitar-based song starters. Basically, they're just loops, and then I'm going to put them all together in one long 10-minute track with, tempo changes and all sorts of stuff. And I'm going to listen to that for a couple of bars, come up with a groove that I want to play, and then play through that, and then the next song is going to start. And there's 10 of these. So all the way through, what you can do is listen to the first few bars of the music and think, okay, what kind of tempo, what kind of groove? And don't worry, I'm going to get on the voiceover microphone and tell you a little bit about what I'm thinking with each of these grooves as they come along. Now, I did have a little bit of a practice run through, so hopefully I won't mess these up too much, but I don't think it's going to be perfect. But that's okay. Anytime something isn't quite how I would have liked to have played it, then I'll probably put that in the voiceover as well. So I'm going to have to do a bit of critical listening to my own playing here, but let's get on to the performance now. I'll see you on the other side of that. Hey, it's Ross's critical listening voiceover here. Hey, could we get one of those little reaction windows up in the top left corner of the video? That would really help. Ah, yeah, that's the one. Awesome. It's going to be great for the engagement. So the leading thought with this one was, hey, I want to add a little bit of reinforcement to that beautiful guitar part, but I really don't want to step on it too much. I want to kind of stay unnoticed if I can. So the left hand is really just following the main rhythm of that guitar part. And then in the right hand, I'm playing a brush that's a mix of some 8th notes and some 16th notes. That's this kind of brighter sound, which means, again, it doesn't really trip over the other instruments that are being played right now, and so I can play it softly, but it still brings a little bit of sparkle to it. Okay, now I knew you guys would like some PDF notation for these grooves, so get your screenshot buttons ready. Please go ahead and screenshot each of these. There are 3 pages, and they have all the notation for these grooves. If you'd like to support the channel and get the actual PDF files for you to print out, then please consider becoming a member of my class. There's a join button below the video, or there's a link in the description to check that out. Alright, here it looks like I'm a little nervous because we're switching up the subdivision from straight 16ths and 8ths into triplets, and I don't want to mess it up on the second track in, so here we go. For this one, I definitely knew that keeping the ghost notes super quiet and the accents, nice and contrasted, nice and loud by comparison was super important, and I still think I could have done a slightly better job of that. Lots of space. This will be a challenge. My first impression was like, oh, this is pretty epic. I need to play something quite intense to match it. But I think I really sacrificed my dynamics and just went all loud. couldn't settle down on this one. anytime I matched all of the accents with the guitar accents, then it started to feel pretty stiff to me. And then whenever I went kind of further away from the existing rhythm, playing my own thing, it started to feel a little bit overplayed. I think ultimately, if I just stuck to one rhythm and continued with it, then I think it would have just sounded a little bit better than this mix that I went with in the end. Here is number 4. Yeah, now that felt really good, but after this, it would have been much better if I started to simplify instead of adding more in. Unfortunately, I rushed the fill. And I know it. So here's my attempt at trying to simplify things by playing less fills, but actually one further step that I should have taken is removing one of those extra bass accents. There are 3 bass accents each bar, and I think that's definitely one more than necessary. Alright, let's get into number 5. As soon as I heard this one, I thought, yep, this groove is gonna match perfectly, and then from there all I need to do is focus on my timing, my dynamics, and just make it feel as good as possible. Okay, so this is a little similar to what we just played, but definitely a bit slower, and to me, actually, this one feels a lot more dramatic. So I've gone for something a little more expressive on the cajon. We've got the knuckle knock with the right hand, and then the finger roll on the left hand leading up to it every second time, just doing as much as I can to add extra layers of depth. And so here we have another funky groove with a lot of swing. So let's see if I've learnt my lesson. Main priority is just lock in. This one I wanted to take in kind of an extreme direction. love that about music. It's so powerful, it just totally changes your vibe, like, instantly. I think for this one, I'm kind of feeling it like the energy in the final chorus of a song. So yeah, I'm really giving it as much as I can. Coming up here at the end, I'm leaning back a little bit too far, I think, on beat 4. So I'm deliberately trying to play it a little bit late, a little bit behind the beat, but I don't know if it sounded that good in the end. And I've got a mistake for you in this one. It's so embarrassing because I just needed to play something simple, and that's what I said I was gonna do, and then I didn't. So let's have a listen. You can just see my left hand realize up at the snare, oh man, it's beat 1. I was supposed to be back down at the bass and I missed it. So that's exactly what I was trying to do before but failed at, and it was unnecessary anyway. Now the ego's gonna get a little bit in control. It's gonna try and prove to everybody that I can do it without making a mistake. So I'm gonna make it even more difficult with like a finger technique. I wanted to keep this in the video because it's a good example of not playing for the music but just playing for your own ego, and so it's educational. Anyway, this has been Critical Listening Voiceover Ross, doing my best to be as honest as possible. One other thing that I thought maybe you'll like is I'm gonna make some practice loops. Okay, I've made practice loops before. They normally go for about 10 minutes, and there's a little metronome, and then you can hear the music as well. I'm gonna make some practice loops out of the 10 different song starters that you heard in this video. If you're interested in that, that's something that's available to members of the channel. There's a button underneath that says join. That'll tell you a little bit more about it, but of course the other big thing with the membership is I have all kinds of special 4-part courses on different aspects of cajon playing and music in general. So if you're interested, please also check that out. But that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this time once again. Looking forward to seeing you all very soon. I'll catch you later. Bye.